Alright, now we're going to try out this little space heater. Since the little coffee maker didn't work, I'm thinking this little space heater is probably not going to work. There's probably a way to tell by reading the labels on the back of it or on the cord or whatever, but I really don't know. I'm not an electrician, so I just don't know that information. I figure things out by just trying and doing and learning that way, the hard way, I guess, you know. Probably be easier. Probably would have been a good idea to do something like that in school type situation. Alright, it says 0 now. What happens if we turn this on? Nope, too much. It went over 400. It went over 400, so I don't know. Maybe I'll try to look up a YouTube video and figure out how to read the back of this label to see if it'll work with this thing. I don't know, maybe it's in the instructions. Maybe I should look in the instruction manual, or the cheat sheet as I like to call it, and check that out. Alright, so that was 2 fails, 2 busts on that. Alright, we'll figure some other stuff out to do. Stay tuned. Good afternoon, thank you for joining me today for this video. My name is CW, and today I thought we would take a look at the Meterk portable power station. Rechargeable portable power station. It's supposed to be 300 watts. Recently, Meterk, real tools, real life. Because recently we had a power outage that was a few days. Luckily I have a few regular size power banks, like cell phone size or a little bit bigger, and those worked pretty alright. Could have been better if we had something a little bit bigger, so thought we would invest in one of these portable power stations, advertised as 300 watts on Amazon. Got it with the Vipon coupon. I think it ended up running around 130 bucks, 135 maybe. So this is what's in the box. The power station, instruction manual, power cable. It only came with the 1 cable, well, 2 cables, the converter box and the cable, but it only plugs into the wall with this cable. Supposedly you can charge it with solar panels, or I think maybe with your car charger. Anyway, so let's check this out. This is how big it is. I think it has a couple more little VIP club thing, whatnot. That's about it. That's about how big it is right there. It's going to be portable. It feels like, I think it says it's about 7 pounds. I don't know, we'll see about that. There's the front of it. The back of it. Well, I've already charged it up. It took about, I want to say 4 to 6 hours to charge it, plugging it into the wall. Got a little flashlight on the, oh man, epileptic warning, there's flashing lights, sorry about that. And here's the front of it, and we turn the button on for power on the digital display right here. It says it's up to all the way full on there. Let's get some things and plug them in, see what works, see what don't. Some regular household appliances, some things that I wish I would have had while we had our power outage. You know, you could take this thing camping, take it hunting, fishing, whatever. If you need a fan, or if you need a heater or something to make heat, maybe something to make coffee. I don't know, maybe you're on the run from the law, maybe a crazy ex, you're on the run from a crazy ex or something, and you need to hide out. You need something that's going to be fairly quiet and portable to have you a little bit of power to be able to communicate with the outside world, I guess, or whatever you need to do. So let's take a look at plugging in some appliances. Let's see if we can get up close to this and read this thing. See there, alternating current. Alright, so this thing has the AC slots. So we're going to plug this in. We gotta. Do we need to turn the power on? There we go. Then we'll turn the fan on. Uh-oh. I think we got to turn it to AC. Ah, there it goes. Alright, fan is on. Low and high, there we go. Can feel it coming out, I can see it, I can hear it. Alright, so we got a fan. We had to push the AC button to get the AC to go. Alright, oh, did it read out the watts? Let's try it again. I think that's the wattage meter. It went up to 25, now it's at 23, so it looks like this fan is pulling about, oops, there we go. There's on low, it's about 16 watts, 17, 15. I think that's because it's alternating current, so it jumps around a little bit. 24, 23, 24. Alright, we're going to try out this little coffee maker. See if we can make a cup of coffee with this thing. Alright, about a cup there. This thing is not waterproof, so I don't think I really want the coffee maker real close to it, the liquid real close to it, just in case. Oh, I guess we got to plug it in, right? Turn that bag off. Wait, I think that's off. There we go. Alright, now we go. Uh-oh, it's saying like, uh-oh, it may not work. This thing is taking too much watts. Alright, you're at 0. You're off, right? $295, $280, 400 and some odd watts it says on there, so we can't use our little coffee maker to make a cup of coffee. Fail on that one. Alright, we're going to plug these two in and let them go for a while. It still is pretty charged all the way up. Let's see, what time is it? It's about 12:16 p.m. So we're going to turn these on. I turn that one on high. And then we just turn on the little lamp. It's a LED bulb, or a, not LED, what is that? Fluorescent bulb. Is that what it is? I don't know. Fluorescent, I think. This curly key kind. So we'll just let those run for a little while and see what happens. Charlie's going to check it out. Make sure the numbers are correct. Make sure everything's plugged in correct. Is everything looking alright, Charlie? Is it alright? Check it out. Make sure it's going. Is everything good? Alright. It's about 4:35 in the afternoon now. It's been just a little over 4 hours. That's about where we're at right now. Still going strong. Just a few minutes ago the power went off. It lasted almost 7 hours. The time now on the clock is 7:12 p.m. We started at 12:16 p.m. So that was the fan on high, the little fan on high, and the little fluorescent light in the lamp fixture. Lasted almost 7 hours, so really in a survival situation, I don't think you were really going to run a light for 7 hours straight or a fan for 7 hours straight, so it probably lasts a pretty long time before it has to be recharged up again. Right, so the appliances drained it to 0 till there was nothing out, so we plugged it in with the included electric plug. The time now is 7:20 p.m. We'll check on this in a few hours and see how long does it take to charge from 0. Alright, it's fully charged. It's about 5:27 in the morning. I suspect it took about 12 hours to charge that up. Alright, we've got the power bank filled back up now, charged full. So in case of a power outage and I had to work from home, like if my company, you know, was in Washington but I'm here in Dallas and I'm expected to work from home, I would have to plug in a monitor, a computer, and my router for my Wi-Fi. So we're just going to check these out real quick. First I'm going to plug in the monitor for the router for the Wi-Fi and see if that takes too much power, if that's enough power. Turn on the power and then push the AC button and then plug in the plug.
It still says DC, is that okay?
I don't know.
Okay. And the pure sign.
Maybe push AC now.
There we go.
Oh, there it goes.
And
It says it's 6, 7, 8, 9 watts. Is the lights on
the power's on. And now we're waiting for the gigahertz lights to come on.
Alright, so give me a few minutes and let's see if they get Wi-Fi through this. Alright, the internet connected back up and it says it's pulling about 30 watts there, right? Right around.
What does it say?
Charlie is checking everything out to make sure everything's hooked up correctly. So next I guess we'll check and see if the monitor will work on the power bank. Charlie, we want to see the product, dude. Your mama wasn't a window maker. Alright, now we'll try plugging in the monitor. See if that draws enough power.
That's on.
And the monitor came on, so let's see what that's drawing. This fluctuates is about 26, 25, about 25 watts. Alright. Okay, so now we're going to plug in the computer. Switch it on.
It's on.
Okay, it's on and going. Looks like that one's gonna pull about 30 to 31 watts there. Now obviously there's 3 things we have to plug in, but there's only 2 plugs on the device. So what we're gonna do is plug in a power strip and put the 3 devices on one power strip. See how that works. See if we can work from home during a power outage. Charlie, you gonna come see if it's plugged in correctly?
Charlie, turn off that plug. Good boy.
There you go. Check it out, make sure all that's correct. Alright, thank you, sir. Push record. So now we've got them all 3 plugged in, and it's pulling around 90 watts or so. Each of them was about 30 watts pulling each. Got them all 3 plugged in and got the power strip plugged in, so now it's all working. See, the monitor's on there. I can't show what's on the monitor. Proprietary information. So technically, if I had to work from home during a power outage, I could work from home during a power outage. Okay, the coffee maker was a bust. We're going to try this little crock pot. It's just a little tiny crock pot. See what happens when we turn that on. Maybe it'll heat up some water. Luckily, I have a couple of different other options other than trying to plug in to heat up water. But we're just going to try this out and see what happens. Alright, so this little crock pot, probably like a 1 quart crock pot, maybe 2 quart, I don't know, I'd have to check that out. It's a small one though. It's only pulling about 55 to 60 watts there, so yeah, you could use a little small crock pot to warm up water, warm up soup, whatever you need to warm up.
Oh man, maybe I plugged in the sound bar. Hold on, try that again.
Ah, there's the TV cord. Well, we might need the sound bar also.
In a survival situation, though, we're not going to need surround sound. We're just going to need to be able to watch the news, right?
Right.
With an antenna TV. Oh, sorry.
Guess we should have worked these kinks out before we started recording.
Alright.
This will be the fail section of the video. There we go, there's the TV plugged in.
Powering on.
And that's pulling about in the 90s on wattage. So yeah, you could watch the TV, the LED TV or whatnot, slim screen, flat screen TV.
This is a
Okay, so we played around with it a little bit. We plugged appliances into it a couple times, ran it down, charged it up a couple times with the wall charger. Now the question is, if you really are out of power for a few days, how are you going to recharge this thing? Because you can't plug it into the wall without power. So I thought about solar. I've got quite a few solar devices already. I was like, all right, cool. Well, I've got all these solar devices. We'll just hook all these things up to the power station and we'll just power it right back up, right? Well, the problem with that is the only in to the power station is this 19 volt battery, 19 volt in charge. These are out charges. This is the USBs and the Type C, and those are out. These ACs are obviously out. So everything that I have is, you know, it's got the USB on one end and it's got the micro on the other end. You just plug it to the solar bank, the power bank, whatever you got, and you just plug it into your device because it's got just a little micro slot, right? Well, not this one. I don't have any plugs like that that go into that, so I purchased some plugs on Amazon. I got some Y adapters because obviously it's going to take more than one of these solar panels because they're all quite small to charge this thing up. And I've got some cables with the USB on one end and the little barrels top on the other end. So we're going to check those out. I spent about 20 bucks on that, so I'm not really expecting it to do a very efficient, very good job of charging this thing up. So I don't know. I think that's going to be a problem if you really thought, or if I really thought I'd be able to get a couple days work out of this. Because hooking up a couple of appliances to it, it ran it down in about 6 hours. So then you're going to have to charge back up. So I don't know if you could really even get a full day's work out of this. So my thing is now, I know these little ones ain't going to do the trick, not for reals, not for not for reals, not in a real practical situation. That means you're gonna have to invest a couple $300 in a bigger solar panel system, which, you know, if the power outage happens again, it doesn't really happen very often, not like it did last time for 3 or 4 days at a time. You know, your power might be off 6, 8, 12 hours, maybe a day. So that's not so bad, but if it goes into 3 or 4 days, how are you really going to charge this up? These are not going to be efficient. You're going to have to get great bigger ones. Then, you know, you're only really going to use it maybe once or twice a year. Unless you go camping and stuff a lot, then it might come in pretty handy in a camping situation, hunting, fishing, whatever. But then you come into the problem, now you got to carry all these big panels with you. Now you got more stuff that you just got to load, set up, and unload. So, you know, that's another thing to think about. If you're going to invest that much money into it, $400 or $500, you know, 130, 150 for one of these, and then a couple more hundred for the solar panels, you're looking at $300, $400, $500 easy. So I don't know, that's just going to be something you got to weigh on and see if that's in your budget, see if that can be budgeted in, see if it's worth budgeting that in. Alright, so let's take a look at trying to plug some of these up and see if they work to charge up the power station. Alright, so the problem is that we didn't have a USB going out to a barrel 19 volt going in. So I found these on Amazon, these cords. So let's see if it'll work with this pocket size, well, portable. It's a little bit bigger than a phone power bank. It doesn't seem to turn it on. Turn on the power. All zeros. That doesn't do anything for it. Let's try another one. Oh, I'm going to try plugging in this one. Turn on the power. Got that sitting out in the direct sun. Still doesn't seem to be anything going on. Turn on the power. It's all zeros. Dadgummit. I wonder if it's just that cord. Let's try a couple more of the solar panels and see what happens. Alright, we're going to try this 16 watt solar charger. It's not a bank, it's just a charging panel. So, into the 19 volt slot, nothing. All zeros on there. I don't know if you can tell, it might be too sunny out here. God dang it. Doesn't register anything on there. Dang. Gonna be stuck out. Didn't turn off, it just turned off. It doesn't even come on. Dang. Doesn't that suck? Let's try this other solar panel. There it goes. Nothing. Zeros. Nothing registers on there. God dang it. Alright. We got one more panel to try. Alright, I don't know about those other ones. This one says it's a 1 amp of power panel right here, so let's try and plug this one in and see what happens. Alright. Got it sitting in the sun. Nothing registering on the Power bank. God dog it. Zeros. Alright, I got one more thing. Well, I may try a couple of the other cords just to make sure it's not this cord. But then I bought some Y adapters to hook up more than one panel at a time. So maybe it's just not getting enough with one panel. Maybe we'll plug up 3 panels, or yeah, I think I got 3 cords, so I can only hook up 3 panels. We'll try that out. Alright, so I have 3 of the USB cords and 2 of these adapters. So I guess what I'm gonna try to do is put one adapter in there, put this adapter in there, and now hook up these USBs. Oh man, I guess I could have already had this part done. So I hope this works. If this doesn't work, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't want to invest another $200 in some bigger solar panels and hope that they work with this charger. Power station, my bad. Hope they work with this power station. Alright, there's 2 panels hooked up. I looked at the cheat sheet on the panels and it says they put out 5 watts, and this one is a 16 watt. So now let's hook up that one. Oh my goodness, still a 0. I mean, yeah, still a 0 on there. There's some full sun coming in. Still 0. Alright, so with 16 and 11, oh my goodness, what is that? 27 watts? 27 watts of power coming in. Should be coming in anyway. And it doesn't seem to be working, so the reality of it is probably you could get 1 full day of work out of this power station. Maybe a full day, maybe not really quite a full day, probably about 6 hours of work in if you had to work from home. And then you're going to have to figure out how to charge it back up to do anything else, because you don't have power, so you can't just plug it into the wall. Alright, so I guess that's about that. Not real sure if I'm wanting to invest a couple $100 just to try this out, just to hopefully hope it'll work. Alright, well thank you for joining me for this video. You have a good night, good day, good weekend, whatever time it is you're watching. You have a good one. Please click like and or subscribe. Thank you.